Hello commanders, welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at Starfall Tactics. Starfall Tactics is a real-time strategy game developed by Snowforge Entertainment that wishes to combine tactical combat and in-depth ship customization in an expansive universe where the players will have the opportunity to explore, fight for precious resources and of course conquer territory. The game has managed to get a greenlit status on Steam in only 9 days, which I personally find very impressive, and the developers have now released the ship editor demo in order to give us the opportunity to take a first look at their game. What we can actually do in this ship editor demo is build our own fleet, customize the ships we have chosen in our own unique way and send them to fight fleets that are made by other players. This is very interesting, and knowing that you are fighting something that was made by someone else, some other players and not AI, adds a lot of fun to the gameplay. Now, have in mind that the game is still in pre-alpha state and many elements will change, many more will be added during the development, and of course the tactical element of combat has not yet been implemented. Let's not waste any more time and take a look at the ship editor and how we can build our fleet. And this is where we can build our fleet and customize the ships we want in any way we want. If we click on this empty box, we can see a selection of different ships that we can choose from and customize them. Some of the ships look alike, some are different from each other, and this is because when the game will be released there will be 3 different factions that you can fight for or against them: Vanguard, Eclipse and Deprived, and these ships represent these factions. So you can choose each one of these ships and start customizing them. As you can see, there is a certain template for each ship. Some prefer laser weapons, others prefer missile weaponry, and of course there are others that prefer kinetic weapons. But we are going to see this right away. First of all, let's talk about the fleet composition. There is a maximum of 10k points that you can allocate on your fleets, and as you can see, each ship, battleships, frigates, cruisers have a certain cost of points. So this battleship over here, the Durandal, has a cost of 770 points that is automatically added to our fleet cost. But that's not all. Each ship, I'm gonna take the Durandal again as an example, has a different capacity, different points, capacity points that you can add modules, and the more modules you add, the more points you use until you reach the limit, which is 800 points for Durandal. Different ships have different preferences on weapons, so this Durandal battleship has a high preference for kinetic weapons, while the Atlantis have a preference for missile weaponry. Other ships such as the Eureka has a mixed loadout. You can go with lasers and missiles, or go with only missiles or only lasers. You can pretty much do whatever you like as long as you are following the template that you are given. I do like the fact that the looks of the ships are certain, and this makes them quite beautiful and gives you the opportunity to focus on the weaponry and of course the defenses of each ship. Now let's go back to the Durandal battleship and start customizing, start adding some weapons, defenses and of course engines. If we click here, we get to the customization screen, and here we can choose the weapons we want to add to our ships, armor, shields, special modules and of course the engines. So let's go ahead and start equipping our battleship with some blasters. You can choose what kind of blasters you want to add. You can go with short range projectiles, or you can go with mid range, or you can go with long range. In that way you can turn your battleship into a long range fighter or a short range fighter that goes close to your enemy and shreds them to pieces. So I'm gonna choose the plasma cannon, and you can see how they fight as well. But I'm also add some short range protection just in case something comes close enough and we can defend ourselves. This ship, the Durandal, has a certain preference for this kind of weapons, blasters, kinetic weapons. Other ships, like we've seen before, will have a mix or will prefer something else, another weapon system. Now let's go ahead and add some shields. You can choose to go with this shield cell, which is a big one, or you can go with this small one and add an utility module such as an anti-missile system to help you defend against missiles. And of course it is very necessary to add some shield regeneration modules. And of course you can choose to not add any engines. If you want to make a sniper and want it to stay still, you can leave it like this, add a lot of armor down here, or put some engines if you want to get close to your target. I'm gonna add some engines and some maneuvering engines in order to see how we can move in the battlefield. We have pretty much used all of our points. Now let's go and add some armor to increase the strength of our ship, and we will be ready to go out there and fight. And there you go, we are done. The cost of this ship, this battleship, was at around 3026 points, and we have a bit less than 7000 points to complete our fleet and go out there and fight. And now we can go ahead and click on another empty box and choose another ship and start customizing it. We can choose to make it a long range fighter, a sniper, or we can choose to give a certain strategy to our ships and our fleet, go close. So you can build as many ships as you want, as long as you don't go over the limit of 10k. Let's build the rest of our fleet and get into a battle. But before we do this, let's talk about the game in general, for what are the plans of the developers. When the game will be released, there will be two game modes. One will be matches, quick matches and ranked matches, and the other, the most interesting and the one I would really like to experience and can't wait for it, is the Galaxy Conquest. In Galaxy Conquest there will be an open universe that you can roam with your fleet, find opportunities, encounters, fight for the three factions we have mentioned before: Vanguard, Eclipse, Deprived, or go alone, become a pirate yourself, mine asteroids, do everything you want. But that's, no matter how good it sounds, it's not the most interesting part of the Galaxy Conquest. The most interesting part is the fact that players will have the possibility to create clans, fight each other, claim territory, and even build outposts on planets. Very interesting. I really like what I hear from the developers, and it is a game that I would love to experience. Now let's go ahead and finish our fleet. These are not the only ships that you will have available in the game in Galaxy Conquest, and by playing the game later you will have the opportunity to gain blueprints that will give you more modules, more ships hulls, and you will have the opportunity to build a much more versatile fleet. Now let's go ahead, I'm gonna finish building my fleet and let's test it in battle later. And there we go, our fleet is ready. I managed to add 5 ships, 2 battleships and 3 frigates in this fleet, and as you can see, 9998 points out of 10k. We are ready to save it and now test it in battle against the fleet from someone else. So let's go ahead and do a battle with our fleet. There you go, we are fighting. This is our fleet and these are the enemies. We don't have much control at the moment. It looks we're doing well. Not bad, quite interesting. And I think we might win. Only one battleship left from the enemy. Always remember that these are fleets made by other people, by other players. There it is, we won, and here is the ladder where we can climb with each victory or fall down with each defeat. Very interesting gameplay. Of course the tactical element from combat is missing now, but it is still quite interesting to see how your creations are doing against the creations of other players. I really enjoy combat, I really enjoy building fleets, giving them different purposes, make them short range fleets, make them sniping fleets, and see how they will fare against other opponents. Let's go ahead and do another one battle with the same fleet. I haven't changed anything. Looks quite interesting. It seems that the enemy is short range. And I'm getting destroyed here. Very easily. Well done. And this is quite interesting as well. You have to think what you can do in order to win your next opponent, how you can change your fleet, how you can change the composition and the weapons of your fleet in order to make them stronger and overcome your next opponent in order to climb up on the ladder. It is a very interesting concept and I really like what I've seen so far. There are a lot of elements that are missing from the game at the moment because it is still in pre-alpha, and there will be a lot more that will be added later. If you like what you have seen and if you want to take a further look, there are some links on the description to the games page and of course to the Kickstarter campaign. There is a Kickstarter campaign for Starfall Tactics that is running at the moment. You can go there, find a lot more info and see if you want to support it or not. This was Starfall Tactics, a very nice concept, a very nice real-time strategy game with many cool new elements. Thank you very much for joining me watching this video. I'm Squid of Love, fly safe commanders, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.